Hello. The purpose of this video is to show how TaxVis works. Our detection approach consists of two phases. The first phase is the suspicious individual detection. Through the suspicious individual detection, we will give each corporation a suspicious score. The algorithm details have been described in this paper. The second phase is the suspicious group detection. This part is to detect the suspicious transaction through 3 rules, and then to detect the group through the suspicious transaction. In this system, we first see this figure, which shows the results of suspicious individual detection. Each row of the result table represents an corporation. The detailed information includes the number of the enterprise, the transaction volume of the enterprise in the past year, the suspicious score of the enterprise, and the tax evasion records in the past 5 years. In this figure, we shows the performance of our individual detection algorithm. In this figure, we show the location information of the corporation. In this figure, we design a transaction flow chart. This chart shows the transaction situation of the selected corporation. The darker red indicates higher suspicious score. The corporations are represented as rectangle blocks, and the transaction edged between corporation nodes are represented as curves. Each rectangle block consists of 2 components, the border and the internal influence area. The color of the border corresponds to the suspicious score. The internal influence area is divided into 2 parts. The left area represents the influence of the upstream corporations, and the right area represents the influence of the downstream corporations. Each area is divided into several areas according to the relative volume of each corporation. The color of each area represents the suspicious score of the corresponding corporation. In addition to the transaction flow chart, this system also designs a parallel coordinate showing the features of all corporations, a histogram showing the monthly volume of transactions. According to the 3 rules in this paper, we can find the suspicious transaction edges around the suspicious corporation and to analyze the suspicious tax evasion groups. We will show 2 cases in our system. The first case, as shown in this figure, the suspicious score of this corporation is very low. However, the suspicious scores of its upstream corporation and downstream corporation are very high. Therefore, we can infer that these corporations may belong to a suspicious tax evasion group. Secondly, as shown in this figure, we use red edge to represent abnormal transactions. When the mouse moves over this, we can see that abnormal information will be displayed here. Through the transaction volume chart on the right, we can see the specific volume of transactions. The shadow part is normal, and we can see that the transaction is beyond the normal range. Through this abnormal transaction, we found such a suspicious tax evasion group.